Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a story that gets you thinking about a pretty simple but really profound question. What if the biggest heroes we know aren't the ones on TV or on a world stage, but actually the ones living right under our own roof?
So let me just ask you this, right off the bat. Who is your hero? Seriously, think about it for a second. Is it some famous athlete, a celebrity, maybe a historical figure? Just get a picture of them in your head and hang on to that for a little bit.
All right, now let's meet someone who has a very, very clear answer to that question. This is Muhammad. He's 17, in high school, and for him, there's absolutely no contest.
Muhammad's hero is the soccer legend Mo Salah. But, it's not just about the amazing goals he scores. For Muhammad, Salah is living proof that if you work hard enough, if you're dedicated enough, you can achieve anything. He's this beacon of hope in a world where Muhammad kind of feels like he's just lost.
And this is where we get to the heart of Muhammad's struggle. You see this huge contrast between his idol and his actual father, Fahad. Mo Salah is this inspiring, larger-than-life figure he can look up to. But his dad, who's a firefighter, he's just not there. In Muhammad's mind, his dad is just a constant letdown.
And this quote, wow, it just says everything, doesn't it? Muhammad feels like his dad is a total hypocrite. He hears the words, "You guys are the most important thing to me," but all he sees is a guy who chooses his job over his family every single time. And that feeling has been building up for years.
But here's the thing, Muhammad is not alone in feeling this way. In fact, his classmate Olivia is living a story that's almost an exact mirror image of his.
So Olivia is being raised by her mom, Aisha, who's a nurse. And it seems like her mom practically lives at the hospital. And just like Muhammad, Olivia feels totally invisible. To her, her mom's long hours don't feel like a sacrifice. It feels like her mom is actively choosing her patience over her own daughter. And this shared frustration, it's become a dark little inside joke for them. Muhammad complains about his dad, joking that he should hang a picture of him just so he doesn't forget what he looks like. And Olivia right away fires back that she should probably do the same for her mom. It's a sad kind of bond, really, built on feeling left behind. But right in the middle of all this cynical back and forth, a sound rips through the city, a sound that is about to completely shatter their entire world. And then everything just happens so fast. Boom, a huge explosion. A fire erupts at a fuel depot. The school immediately goes on lockdown. Muhammad, Olivia, all their classmates, they're all herded into a common room where the only thing to do is stare at the TV and watch their city burn.
And can you believe it? Even now, with these massive flames on the screen, Muhammad's first instinct is sarcasm. He turns to Olivia and jokes that, well, I guess my dad has a new excuse not to be home tonight. He has absolutely no idea what he's about to see.
So all the students are just glued to this broadcast, watching these first responders running towards the danger. But for Muhammad and Olivia, this isn't just news. It's about to get really, really personal.
And then, right there on live television, a second explosion goes off. It throws the firefighter to the ground, and for a second you think, that's it. But then, he gets up. He gets back on his feet, and without even a second of hesitation, he runs straight back into that burning building to help save kids who are trapped inside a nursery. The news reporter is just beside himself, hailing this guy as this incredible, fearless hero. And as the camera zooms in on the firefighter getting some first aid, his face becomes clear. It's Fahad. It's Muhammad's dad. In one single, jaw-dropping moment, the work that Muhammad hated so much is right there for the whole world to see. The man he called a hypocrite is the hero that the entire city is watching in absolute awe. And all Muhammad can manage to get out is one word, just a whisper, "My father." And in that single second, you can just feel all those years of anger and resentment just disappear. The whole room is cheering, but Muhammad is just frozen, like he's seeing his dad for the very first time. But, believe it or not, the story is not over. The broadcast then cuts to the hospital, where it's just as chaotic, and the camera focuses on this one particular nurse. She's like a whirlwind. She is moving with so much skill and speed, directing her team, and she even brings a patient back whose heart had stopped. A little while later, as the chaos starts to die down, the camera finds this same nurse. She's fallen asleep at a table, just completely exhausted. Her mask is off, and you can finally see her face. It's Aisha, Olivia's mom.
For the second time in a matter of minutes, another teenager's entire world is just turned upside down. They see the hidden, heroic life of a parent they had totally written off. Muhammad and Olivia just look at each other, completely speechless.
So, wow. What do you even do after a revelation like that? I mean, how do things change when Muhammad and Olivia finally get to go home?
Well, their entire perspective has been flipped 180 degrees. The parents they saw as miserable and neglectful were actually heroes saving lives. Their absence wasn't abandonment, it was sacrifice. A huge sacrifice.
When they get home, there's no big speech. Fahd doesn't brag, he just asks Muhammad how school was. Aisha, exhausted, just starts making dinner. And in this incredible, silent understanding, both kids take action. The posters of their famous idols come down, and in their place, they hang portraits of their parents. They're real heroes.
And then, the very next day at school, in this perfect little twist, their teacher gives them an essay assignment. The topic? Who is your hero? And Muhammad and Olivia just look at each other and they smile. Because for the first time, it is the easiest question they will ever have to answer.
And so that brings us right back to the beginning, but maybe we're seeing it a little differently now. This whole story challenges us to look past the obvious, beyond the spotlight, and to start noticing the quiet, everyday heroism that's all around us. So take another look. Who are the unseen heroes in your life?